Leader Oriel here, and today we are back with Final Fantasy XIV. We are in the 10th part of the game right now. I decided to name this one something. The name just escaped my mind. In Shadow's Wake. My bad. I may sound a bit different this Monday. That's mostly because I'm sick right now. And sorry. I am trying to get over my sickness right now. I'm a sickly person right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I want to be more consistent. I've taken the time over the weekend to try and fix some of my audio issues that I've had since the start of my streaming life. I came across this audio editing program that I'm hoping, if it's not apparent right now, that it improves the quality of my microphone and how I sound in comparison to what I have sounded like previously. While I am sick and this isn't like my normal voice, I do hope that it is something that is noticeable enough. So with that, I'm going to be getting back to streaming this game. Depending on how I'm feeling, I may cut the stream a bit shorter than usual. But if I feel good, we'll do a bit longer. Okay? Okay, so with that, to recap where the story was last time, I traveled to, if it's not obvious enough, the moon. I'm here on the moon, and I traveled to the moon because Xenos and Fandaniel wanted to awaken Zodiark to wreak havoc upon the world, to give people true, raw despair. And so, to stop them, Hydaelyn sent Xenos and Fandaniel away from where they wanted to go originally, which is right here. I then traveled to the moon after them and arrived here in order to stop Zodiark from awakening. But despite my efforts, Xenos broke all the seals, which are these purple things that you see here, broke all the seals and released Zodiark. Because of that, sorry, just a moment here. Something here seems off. I noticed that I don't have a chat right now. Where is my chat gone? That is a problem. Let me see. Just give me a moment here. Just a moment. Sorry. Give me just a moment. Okay, I'm gonna do this to make my chat more visible. OBS, I'm still learning OBS here, if it's not obvious enough. OBS has been acting funny with me, and for whatever reason, it's not showing my chat. So I had to open up my browser, so that I can see what is going on. Okay, so with that, I will get back to what I was saying. So, uh, Xenos broke all the seals, and after breaking all the seals, he challenged me to a fight. I was about to fight him, but then Fandaniel interrupted both of us, and he decided that he was going to drop down into this pillar here. After that, he transported Xenos and I into this pit, and he became Zodiark. He then challenged me to a battle in order to get rid of me right there and then. I did manage to defeat him, and then he, in turn, eliminated himself because Zodiark was the, how do I put it? The barrier between Atheris, which is the name of the planet here, and the actual end goal that he wanted. When he said, if you remember way back, he said when we first encountered him that he wanted to kill himself and everyone on the Earth, on the planet Atheris. And to do that, he had to start by killing himself as Zodiark. Doing that has now unleashed some sort of problem, a world of problems that we don't know yet, and we're dealing with the aftermath of that fight. Xenos has returned to Atheris, saying that he's going to practice, train himself for the next encounter that he has with me. So, with that, we are now up to speed with what is going on, and we will be continuing our story. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Heidelin have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know that these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. So, let's head back into the Cerulean Tower. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Krau hath been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Heidelin's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphinaud and Alize, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald, while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. But what matter of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Heidelin bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amarot. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Heidelin. Together with this place, it has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiac. Or rather, it was my duty. See, I spanked the fella and he went the grand cataclysm, faithfully retold. And then he went boom, turned into purple sparkles. Then Zodiac is no more. And not without consequence, I am afraid, for now the delicate weave of the star, preserved by his presence, will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Are you all right? My attempt to forestall Zodiac's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will show you what I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means, if you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave that to you, Lorelei, while I seek out what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. Sorry, I'm just, as mentioned already, I'm just a bit under the weather, so I'm having to deal with all this dialogue while being sick. But I do it because I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it any other way. If I didn't enjoy what I do, I wouldn't be pushing myself through this. Zodiac defeated. While he may have been in an incomplete state, that's nevertheless an impressive feat. But even if you hadn't, his demise was inevitable. Fandaniel would have seen to it one way or another. That said, he probably would have wielded Zodiac's power to wreak untold destruction before taking his own life, making this the better of two unfavorable outcomes. Dost thou suppose our host hath maintained his solitary vigil since the very beginning, without rest or relief? If so, these records comprise the sum of his total existence. We must needs handle them with care. And just by the way, if you guys hear any noises, let me know. I've been adjusting my microphone to try and beat out some of the noise that I've had to deal with streaming. So if there's any noise, let me know and I'll see it to adjust it. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. Daily summary. No abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. So that must be thousands upon thousands of years. Having spent all that time just watching, doing nothing but watching and watching and watching on this lonely moon waiting for that one moment he tries to break out. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flows through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Hyderland greatly. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loperites, though it is not clear who or what they are. Memories. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The record's note of the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiac so long as he remains imprisoned. Did you learn anything of import? So it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the seventh umbral calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he meant only this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I thank you for affording me this short reprieve. Sorry about that.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Long ago, before the Great Sundering, was but a single world, Aetherus. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, effecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where next the corruption would manifest. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. Those of a celestial nature which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause, ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed on the nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely, with the advent of Zodiac, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed, there was a faction opposed to Zodiac's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify the address of the underlying cause of the final days, he would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so, rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiac, herself, and the star into lesser reflections, that she might confine him in this place. I could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness. did. But as with all beings, intent is not always in accord with spoken word. Hydralin and Zodiac are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiac was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half Aether's population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine her. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen, and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheris and her history. Like Zodiac, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future and not linger in the prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
No, sorry if you had to hear that. The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the source, and its reflections will share its fate. It's ready. This way, if you would be so kind. Beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power is not absolute. Indeed, as she has ever struggled to hold Zodiac and his faithful her. She feared the worst, and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. The moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Aetheris to safe harbor. go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them and fulfill your final duty as a watcher in the dark. Sneezing out stuff that's making me just a bit concerned. The time is come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiac was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. As Hyderlin created me as the Gowler, so too did she create Argos as the god. Sorry. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you will find your way. If he labors in service of Hydalin's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand then? Alright, I'm gonna have to be right back. I need to get myself some stuff in the nose. So I will mute my mic and BRB. Okay? Okay. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry for the delay. Just had to go and take some medicine. And then for the coffee, not the coffee, the water to boil. Sorry. Before I go and make myself some neocitrin. Just doing what I can to beat this cold that I'm going through right now. So, yeah. Anyways, here we are. And now we're just spawned out of me. I'm gonna jump this building. I got big, thick legs, so nothing bad will happen to them. I'm a Hulk among people. Something's going on there. Anyways, let's follow the path I took to follow the dog last time. Just by the way, tomorrow is going to be a Mario Party stream, hopefully. I'm trying to work out the delay I've been going through on my console games, but I really want to play some Mario Party tomorrow. So that's my plan. Tomorrow, I said it like 3 times now, but excuse me. If you watch my streams for Mario Party, look forward to that. Provided I do get better from the sickness I'm dealing with right now. And yeah, that's, if I did startle you, that's my cannonball sneezes that I've had since as long as I can remember. Very young. Because one thing that I learned to take in from a very young age is don't hold back your sneezes. They're very, very powerful things that get expelled from you. And just holding it back will cause you unnecessary damage to your body. So I make sure when I gotta sneeze, I let it rip. I let it rip hard. That way my body has nothing to worry about. The only pain I feel when I sneeze, if I'm sitting down, is the whiplash from the sneeze going down into my arm. Because it's just that strong. Like, you ever see like those bullet shrimp and the impact from their sneeze, from their snaps? That's what it's like when I sneeze. The place we seek is just ahead of Chlorofrostgrot. You see, Argos cannot manifest itself without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You would be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. So right now we're trying to manifest Argo. After the fight with Zodiark, Argo lost enough ether that he can't manifest himself. So we're going to fix that. We're going to get him the ether he needs to manifest himself. Oh, struck. Got killed. You never should have come here. Now you're gonna die. we go. Yes, he will do nicely. The lunar sponjoy rather draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the sponjoy along? There's an Argos. Argos manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. A most fascinating creation of Heidelman's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he is even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you, it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. Now, Argos wasn't quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such an affinity to anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. As for your companions, many doggo. Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside so that you may cross the chasm. I don't know if you hear it, but I do have some noisy neighbors above me with a child that has a affinity for stomping with the feet of a titan. So, if you hear it, I do apologize for that. It is a bit late here right now, as you can see on the top right, and people... The kid has a surprising amount of energy at this time. I remember when I was a little kid, I was in bed by 8. So, in about an hour from now, I would be in bed if I was still a child. My mother never let me stay up past 8 when I was a kid. Your destination is the structure there across the Cradle of Darkness. But climb onto Argos' back, and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiac's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together, you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Argos favors you with what could almost be described as a conspiratorial grin. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first while Uyange and Thancred wait here. Onward. Malefic ether yet permeates from the crater. Remnants of Zodiac, most like. Yeah, just look at that. I was in that last stream. there fighting Zodiac, getting rid of him. Just a little further. You've arrived at the structure. The structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amaral team. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? The dogs fade away. They get Alt F forward. I mean, not Alt F forward. They get Control Z. Most intriguing. The means by which he conserves energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argos. We'll take things from here. If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. Argos is a big fluffy. Very fluffy. I don't think I've ever seen a person sneeze as loud as I have. Ever. Oh, man. This is a bit liminal.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
It's me right there, Meister dozing.
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiac, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Aetheris to safety! Our time has come, my friends! We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
sure how they were so organized so quickly.
'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay, give me just a moment. I need to go and get my drink now, as the kettle finished boiling. I was just waiting to get to a safe spot. So, with that, be right back. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'll just put my headphones back on. Okay. I'm just gonna put my citron here. Need to wait for it to cool down a bit before I can start having it. Okay. Just do that. And we're good. Alright, let's go back to They must be the Loppers mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed the counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader. Though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. Oh. Are stairs just not a thing in the world? Do people not have stairs? Like I saw this in Garlemald last time, like a few streams ago, and we're seeing it here too. Like, are stairs just too foreign of a concept for people? Like, if you trip, you're rolling down the entire way. There's nothing stopping you. And then here, they have the steepest stairs known in existence. And here again, just no stairs, just a slope. Oh, hold on, I got this. Check this out. They want you to drop from the stairs? Nah, that ain't happening. I just stick to the wall. The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Seeing Way's the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispest, cleanest air for the people of Atheris. And that's a promise. Alright, let's head over here to this hut in my direction and see if we can get any info here. Leading way and guiding way, but even though guiding way's not there, we're not going to talk to guiding way. Leader? No. Sleeping way. My job is... Perhaps I'd better ask. In fact, let's talk to guiding way. Do you need help with something? I'm busy assigning duties at the moment. Well, you're not really much help either way. Let's interact with this etherite. Head to this hut here. Snappy Lopperit. What about recording? Wait. What do you record? Oh my, but isn't this exciting? I've never seen one of your kind up close before. Would you mind if I take some measurements of your body? Just for reference, of course. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? I'm just gonna hum at you. What's that supposed to be? Your humming, if one can even call that, is atrociously off-key. It should sound more like this. As a leader of the Loprits, I cannot allow substandard attempts at musicality to go unremarked, even if you are a guest. But being the magnanimous sort of that I am, I'll forgive you this once. Well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it? Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children? What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter. You needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing about gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you run along back towards the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large glowing ball at the center, if you should find yourself lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. Need some water. It is going to be a long night for me. I'll tell you that much. This way for the upstairs. The Neo-Citron hits hard. Oh, those loppers just fade from existence. Got snapped in live right in front of me. Wobbling, lame. What's wobbling on you? That's it? You're just surprised to see people? Alright, you do you. I was expecting a bit more from you. Flopping away? What about you? Do you flop? I'm the manager and operator of the Central Control Sphere. It regulates every single facility here in Bestway Borough. If anything were to happen to it, my whole place would stop working in no time. It's very important, and so is my job. Bestway Burrows is where we Lobrits live and work in honor of Hydaelyn. We are all doing our best to make the moon a suitable ship to transport everyone. You'll be able to ride it someday soon, don't you worry. Okay, so you're responsible for this giant ball here.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Aetheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name, map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Aetheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration.
Oh no, it's
Acutely
entirely
aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Aetheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Aetheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Aetheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Aetheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. Easier said than done, admittedly, for one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
There's a DX11 fatal error that occurred, so you're gonna have to reopen the game, so give me just a moment. It shouldn't take long. Just for now, I'm gonna talk while I do of this. So, my day has been a bit average. Nothing really special happening. I woke up, took care of my two cats, Ash and Misty. They were a bunch of a rowdy bunch of cats. Misty is a small, stumpy sort of calico, and Ash is this big Maine Coon cat. I don't know if I've posted it before on my Twitter, but Ash is about double the size of Misty, and he likes to try and bully her because he's bigger, so he thinks because he's bigger, he gets to bully, he gets to have the power, he gets to dominate. And Misty, sometimes she lets it happen, sometimes she's like, no, leave me alone, don't do that, I will punch you. And she does, at times, punch Ash. And Ash has this very big habit of eating the weirdest stuff. I kid you not, sometimes he would just eat, like, anything, really. He goes from eating the air plants in my house to eating styrofoam balls to sometimes eating wood. And I have to stop him so many times. It's ridiculous what he does. So, anyways, let's get back to this. I'll repeat this just so it's not awkward.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Lotharites, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Atheris to a brave new world. More specific. Livingway's the name, map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Atheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents said to you little ones, on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Atheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Atheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Atheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Atheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. easier said than done, admittedly. For one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Heidelin back in the old days, when she was still just Venar. She was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women, and I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon? Heidelin herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
I'm just gonna have to come in here for a quick second. For her calling us midgets. For her to call us midgets when she's even smaller than all of us is like the pot calling the kettle black. It's like, who are you to talk when you're smaller than all of us?
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? Book sent to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages. I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it?
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
Right then, now that you're here, we need you to teach us how all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't be long before the final days are upon us in all their terrible grandeur, so it is imperative that we be prepared to receive our passengers to be. If there's anything at all, that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste. And address it we shall. Here at Best Ways Bureau, we have assembled everything required to offer our guests the best way forward. We have produced myriad amenities we understand to be essential for day-to-day living, and I wish to hear your opinions on them. I'm sure you've worked up an appetite, so why don't we start with foodstuffs? Come meet me at Curatorium, and we shall see about filling your bellies. She does not want for enthusiasm. The notion of Atheris rotting to its core being a matter of course is rather concerning, though. Nevertheless, let us take this opportunity to learn more of the Loporrits and this vessel. Alright, let's go to Carabois. Since I know I can't die from this, let's jump. Oh, I got caught on that. My poor arm here is doing even better than I am. Doesn't feel a bit of damage. I just jumped the height of like a skyscraper. Glad that despite how high I jump from, I know that when I hit that ground, I'm not going to be turned into a... You know what? Just for the sake of it, let me shrink this. Make this more appealing to look at. That way it's not so big on the screen. There we go. That's better. Less real estate's taken. If you know where that music's from, that's a little love letter from Square Enix to you. Welcome to the Caratorium. Here we create prototypes of the various sundries required by our soon-to-be passengers. Allow me to introduce the head of foodstuff production. Cooking Way, pleasure to meet you all. Our work here has involved no small amount of trial and error, but after many, many cycles of painstaking labor, I dare say we have created the finest cuisine our guests could ask for. I have learned all about the essential nutrients for a healthy and balanced diet from the reference materials we received. Why, I've practically worn the words from those invaluable pages. Naturally, we've also considered the ease of growth and production. We will not want for ingredients. I must insist you try some. We have fresh stock recently prepared on account of, well, because we just woke up. And we're all quite famished. Hop along the platforms here and you will find a storage unit full to bursting with delectable delights. Help yourself to anything you like. Alright, let's see what kind of cuisine these people who just woke up have. Man, imagine being this tall and still having trouble to climb stairs. Kind of embarrassing. Not gonna lie. It's telling me to go that way, but I'm gonna see the long way around, see if there's any ether currents. Like this one here. Would have missed this one. Try to pull a fast one. I'm smarter than that. Blasting ray. This doesn't require a debate. We have work to do, so quit dragging your feet and get to it. I opened the already open storage unit to find a rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. There we go, look at all those carrots. The unassuming orange carrot. From front to tip, no scratches or blemishes mar this immaculate specimen. Nevertheless, if not for its excessive length and girth, one might think it was an ordinary carrot. Let's not eat that yet. Oh. Well, it has no peculiar smell to speak of. The yellow variant is unusually light and springy. These qualities, together with its excessive length and girth, will lead anyone to question whether it is indeed a carrot. The blue carrot. The blue variety is strangely supple to the touch. It smells vaguely of mint. Its excessive length and girth only adds to the dubiousness of this so-called carrot. I don't know whether emphasizing on length and girth. The ominous crimson carrot. The soft texture and redolent aroma of this crimson creation belie its staggering weight. The excessive length and girth only compound the mystery, leaving you perplexed as to the nature of this carrot. Which do I want to try? I think I will try the crimson carrot. On second thought, you will elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to its bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Carrotway whether it's safe to eat first. Do I have it in my key items? Yes, I do. Even Vieira are like to swoon at the sight of so grand a carrot. That, or be offended by all who assume that they would. don't like carrot. So, did any of our selections set your mouth to watering? I'm kind of curious if there would be different dialogue if I was a Viera. Ah, yes, fine choice. One of my personal favorites, actually. Please dig in. I'm eager to hear what you think. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. The carrot is oddly tender, but you begin to chew. A rich aroma fills your nostrils. A newfound vigor begins welling within you. The rumbling of your stomach, however, suggests it may simply be indigestion. What do you think? Unlike anything you've ever tasted, yes? The iron carrot can be a bit difficult to digest, but the boost to endurance it promises makes it the perfect meal before a day of heavy lifting. We have plenty of other varieties too. Bleeding carrots improve blood flow, dream carrots help with sleep. So you see, we have a carrot for every occasion. I certainly see a demand for this in Chalain. Chalain? What in blazes is that? I take it you too had a wide assortment of carrots to choose from and not else? Not else? If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Atheris? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate. Of course we are, but, well, it was only quite recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it wasn't for that encyclopedia I found, we would have been at loss of where to begin. And so we decided rather than divide our resources to prepare a variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single perfect food. That's all well and good, but man cannot live on raw carrots alone. Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting, and the like? I suppose we could prepare the carrots in other ways. But our primary concern was efficiency, and what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from production? A rather strange approach to take from one named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we were all named in the old tongue, you know. That otherwise impenetrable parlance the water speaks. After we received a great tome of words, a dictionary that is from our collaborators, we learned your language. Adverbs, gerunds, present continuous verb conjugations, just the basics. Then we found the terms related to our given task and used them to form new names. Aren't they helpful? No, not really. But it does explain a great deal. Wherefore dost thy kind deem such a change necessary? When the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us does. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway. I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though if you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from Atheris as well, you would be able to offer the passengers a more balanced diet. Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there is not but carrots on the menu. Hey, carrot juice. I think we've had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress. This way. Hungry for more carrots? Fear not. You can eat to your heart's content after you've seen the rest of Bestway's Burrow. Fight my way through this. Run, we fight. If I'm spotted, it's a fight. Should be right up this hill. Yep, right here. Here we are, the apparel production station. We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task. Creation magics. Hydullin and her infinite wisdom blessed us with the self-same affinity for magic her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them, but I will regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see our work done. In the end, we discovered crystallized ether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with an extra V we needed. Aye, how resourceful. Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You will also be impressed to hear we've read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession. For the sake of efficiency, I presume. This also has been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on our clothes? Make yourselves known to the workers and they will see to the rest. Alright, so we head this way. I'm assuming to this red hut here. Oh. see. Just a peek. Yeah, nothing in sight. Ah! It's you! One of the visitors from Atheris. Goodness me. Mapping Way wasn't kidding. You really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh, right. You're here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? I think I'm gonna choose the one that I'm gonna pick the first one. An outfit that embodies my bloodlust. Embodies your what? This will only take a moment. Ah, yeah, look at that. Got the mask too. There we are, all finished. Perfect fit, if I do say so myself. I would be lying if I said I understand what bloodlust is, but I assume it's something you enjoy. I made certain the clothes are flexible yet sturdy enough to endure, whatever it is you plan to do while wearing them. Would you look at that? I'm speechless. And there I thought you may not like it. If you've a mind to try something else, why not speak with my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. Yep, mask and all. Something to embody my bloodlust. Any spot is a fight. That's just the rule here. Better not turn around, supporter. I'll be fighting. No one said you'd be coming. How can I help you? You wish to try my clothes? Really? Of course. It would be my honor. Did you have something in mind? I'm looking for clothes with an altogether different design. I think I can handle that. Let's see. This should do. Yep. Some of my best work yet. You're a strange one, aren't you? Oh, see, I wasn't sure what to do when you didn't ask for anything specific. I take my work seriously, however, and I'm never one to disappoint. That ensemble is a blend of concepts from myriad professions, all-purpose attire for all-purpose attire for the modern woman of Atheris. I was worried how the concept would turn out when put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Won't you go and show it to Living Way? I'm sure she's eager to see what we've come up with. Alright, so this is my look now. This is my life. Whatever this is supposed to be. This is it. I mean, they're trying. I'll give them that much. They're trying. They have the gusto for it, but The direction is completely off. My, don't we look splendid? The result is much trial and error, but I know quality work when I see it. Shh. You can't speak. I can see your adoration for the moon and reverberance in your eyes. No doubt your friends feel the same having sampled our creations. Oh. Sorry to have kept you waiting. They insisted we sample all their concepts ere we returned. Verily, 'tis our ensemble most becoming. Yep. Why does Urianger look the best? I think it's past time we return these clothes. I was so confident our garments would meet your approval. Whatever are we doing wrong? The Watcher taught us that in his time, everyone wore the same robes. To do otherwise was against social etiquette. We thought we could appeal to modern taste by tailoring the robes to specific professions, but... Please, you mustn't be so hard on yourself. Should we resort to evacuating the people of Atheris, we will most certainly have need of your attire. It is clear you've spared no effort in addressing our needs, but you must understand that we're not so quite homogeneous. Speaking for myself, what I wear now better suits my tastes, even if it is of an inferior make. But there are others whose clothes may be influenced by traditions or personal experience. Rather than make assumptions for the whole, you must consider the individual and the potential preferences. I fear we've underestimated the complexity and diversity of your people. Even if we'd be memorized every tome we've received, I doubt we'd fare much better. Maybe we're doing you a disservice trying to shower you with our baubles and frippery, thinking it was for your benefit when you'd be better off on your own. There are some who might agree, people who prefer to keep others at arm's length, even when they know they shouldn't. As one such former fool, I'd like to ask you a question. This plan to evacuate and escape the final days, did it account for the reflections of the source as well? No, not that I'm aware of. We were born of Hydulin's love for Atheris, and the salvation of the people on that star, and that star alone, has ever been our aim. Surely it's better to devote ourselves to saving one world rather than divide our efforts across 14 and risk failing them all. I suppose you're right. Living Way, might we have leave to explore Best Way's burrow unattended? You've given us much to think about. Why, certainly. Until later, then. If I may, I should like to accompany thee a while longer. Really? I mean, you're more than welcome to. It was actually something I wished to speak with you about. Let's be off then, shall we? No. Hmm. Yeah. My apologies. I wasn't trying to spy or anything. Everyone's talking about the visitors coming from Atheris, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I was excited at first, but now I'm worried. What if the people of Atheris refuse to come? What if we can't save them? It's clear we've made a mess of things. Oh, but wait. You still haven't visited the domiciles. Once you see them, you'll understand how wonderful the moon truly is. I'm sure of it. I'll be waiting for you by the teleporter near the entrance. Oh, the name's Growing Way, by the way. See you soon. We're gonna fight, supporter. Let's fight. You'll have to see that. Better not turn around, supporter. We'll fight. Oh. Well, you picked the perfect time to turn around. You almost got into a fight there. You two. Nothing. We're all going to die someday, so what if it happens a little sooner? Wow, I wasn't expecting that from you. Talk about grim. It should be called Grimway, not Nothing Way. Gosh damn, what the heck is wrong with you? Really, that wasn't even a brum. Just what is wrong with you? You're here. You're really here. Thank you so much. Sorry, what should I call you? Lorelei Resvelger, eh? Crikey, even your names are amazing. Well, Lorelei, we'll be using this teleporter to enter the residential area. Whenever you're ready.
Ready in the teleporter. Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Yo.
A private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest. brutally, even.
It would be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of the Undyne.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand? Having seen the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Or quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too. You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Ah, idle musings. 'Tis no trifle thou dost ask. Yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up. It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
They are the loudest whisperers known to man. With no sense of secrecy whatsoever. Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I've rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proves useful in the meantime. Shame you couldn't see it though. You really would have liked it. Alright, so with that, we're gonna be ending today's stream. I am feeling a bit better than how I was when I started, fighting this sickness I'm going through, but time will tell how I feel tomorrow, come next stream. So, tomorrow is supposed to be Mario Party stream, so if you come to my streams for Mario Party, look forward to that tomorrow. I have just recently on my YouTube uploaded part 4 of this playthrough, so if you've missed that live, you can check out my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV on YouTube. And yeah, it's under the same name, Mito Oriel. So check that out if you're into this playthrough and missed some parts. Right now, parts 1 to 4 are up on YouTube. So with that, you have been Chat, I've been Mito. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.